bedroom.
Human beings are generally thought of as being very competitive. Even the laziest amongst us are naturally assumed to want to perform better in the streets, in the boardroom, and even in the other room. So, what do you do when you have an abnormally high or low libido? Let's find out after this. Welcome to Love Lounge. On this week's episode, we're talking about performance, desire, and how to make it better. Because you can always make it better. I have an amazing woman with me who works specifically with men, women, couples in general to help them improve their lives sexually, not just the act itself, but also from a psychological and, I guess, medical standpoint. Amina, I'm so happy you've joined us today. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Tiangang, married happily?
Yeah.
So I'll call you the expert of the house of...
Yes, you can call me a prop for a demonstration.
Thank you for coming on as a prop.
You're welcome.
I'm going to start immediately with the guys in society. Sometimes I get messages from people talking about how they have a partner who has premature ejaculation issues. You love them, they're great. When you finally do get to have sex with them, it's great, but sometimes when they come too soon, it's just no one's happy. So what are the kind of things that you think people can do to address that immediately?
It's not something guys actually talk about because all guys want to be seen like studs, like they hold it down in the bedroom and whatnot. It's a discussion that guys basically shy away from. Every guy would tell you, I'm a master in the bedroom and whatnot. But there's so many conditions that might cause it. Could be medical, could be psychological. No guy wants to be seen as somebody that actually ejaculates that fast. And it affects him psychologically, affects his libido, and at the end of the day, his performance. And then some people will just be like, you know what? They feel some kind of shame towards it, so it can actually affect performance in the bedroom on a major level. So there are different ways to address it. I think the women play a major role in helping a guy with his confidence, in helping him be able to perform better, to have those discussions, to let him know that, okay, it's not just bad, you're not the only one that experiences that.
Well, so what if it's a one-night stand? You're not going to get to communicate anything other than, oh, it's over?
That's
never calling you again.
Yeah, then you have one bad tale in your escapades. That's all, Or sometimes if it's a one night stand, you look for it again and have a point to prove. It all depends though.
Okay. Now I'd love you to participate in today's episode in particular. So please send us messages. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Love Lounge. I'm going to go straight into messages just so I can get through all of them today. Here's one from Facebook. Mariam Ali says, I met this sweet guy. We got along. We went on a few dates. On the day we were going to have sex, he couldn't get it up. I let it slide because it was our first time, pun intended. He could be a bit anxious and all, so I was being understanding. I gave him a second try. The same thing repeated itself. I really like this guy, but I also need good sex to keep me happy. What should I do?
Yeah, I would agree to an extent. If you can't get it up at all, twice, no, come on. It's definitely a medical issue that you should address.
Because normally, if a guy was to have an erection and he wants to penetrate, he'll come earlier, but he wasn't able to even have an erection. So
now, I've been told that sometimes when guys are going on dates and they don't want to feel pressured, they will go to the bathroom and knock one out quickly, just so all that tension is out of their system. Now, if he masturbated before they now moved into this phase of their date, could that be a reason why he couldn't get it up? Did he, come a lot during the day?
I personally don't think so. I think if he was to masturbate before the date, he should still be able to get it up and should actually last longer. Because masturbation is proven to allow a guy last longer the second round.
Okay.
Well, yeah, if he didn't even have a first round, so...
No, they didn't.
So, yeah.
And the second time as well, they tried and... Is it ever something as simple as maybe he's just not physically attracted to her?
Then they wouldn't have gone on a date.
Yeah, they wouldn't have taken it that far to see whether they would get up or not. You're right. A lot of guys actually try to rub one out because they feel as if they get that out of the way, the anxiety, and hope to improve second round. That's why I also said sometimes women play a vital role in this.
Okay.
Because there's some women that can help a guy get it up again.
Yes.
How do you help somebody get it up again who can't? In this situation, let's assume they're going on a third date now, and she's now aware that, okay, this is a problem. What should she do to make sure that she's not disappointed a third time?
She can take the first move by giving him a blowjob.
Not all guys like head.
not all guys, then he would have stopped her as she was about to approach.
But if he doesn't like head, what else could she do?
Give him a hand
A
job.
hand job, okay.
Put something sexy on. Twerk for him. Give him a lap dance or something.
Yeah.
To at least get him into the mood.
Now, I've been told that when it comes to lingerie is things that girls wear for themselves more than for the guys. Is that true? The guys generally don't care what you're wearing. They just care that they're about to have sex.
Yeah, because eventually we're going to take all of it off.
Okay.
You look good and beautiful. It's appealing. It's tempting. It's the icing on the cake, but you really want to know what the cake tastes like.
Okay.
It works. It helps sometimes. You could even put on a movie. You could
Porn?
Yeah,
Or an actual movie?
Yeah,
Well,
porn.
Or an adult movie or something that actually sets you in the mood. If you keep doing that and the guy is not getting it up, then you just might be dating an alien.
Yeah, it's definitely
That's
medical.
Yeah.
As well, yeah.
If all those don't work, then it must be medical.
So what kind of medical conditions might cause this then?
There's different types. Let me try and remember them properly. He could be obviously stressed.
Okay.
He could be on antidepressants. He's not eating the right food. And those are the ones that I could remember right now.
I can give you two personal examples, and one of them was someone was a very heavy drug user, which
yes,
I
that
became
helped.
aware of
Yeah,
later.
yes,
so
definitely.
things like weed,
Drug
cocaine,
abuse, yes.
heroin, mushrooms, whatever it is, if you take a lot of that.
Yes.
And if you're someone who goes to the gym a lot, you take steroids and certain things to help you with your performance, again, it messes with your hormone levels as well. So
Definitely.
I know people who personally then had to go into rehab to wean themselves off the drugs, and then they were then sort of back to normal again.
Sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's definitely worth going to find out, like you said, if there anything that you have that might not necessarily help you. Now, STDs, do they also play a role in being
Yes,
able to get it up or
definitely.
not?
Definitely. That would obviously stop a guy from having an erection as well.
Okay.
So,
Thank you very much. Now, if there's anything that you'd like to add to this, I will try my very best to read all the messages today. Don't forget that we're also on YouTube, so look for us, because I have a feeling there's going to be a little bit extra in this episode. We'll be right back after this. We have a message from Andrew Adams. He says 55% of people use sex toys with their partners. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Use a helping hand if you need it. Now, is this something that you generally advocate for?
yes, I encourage men and women to obviously use sex toys. It spices up the bedroom, and it also makes the man last longer and stimulates the woman even more.
Okay. You have some examples here, and I've been dying to try them. So let's see. Can
Try
you show
them?
me? No, just to get my
Okay.
hands on them.
All right, so we have the
That looks like a cock ring.
Cock ring.
Okay. Is it the one that vibrates?
this one vibrates. Yes. So what you obviously do is put it on. This one's got a duration of like 30 minutes.
Let me see. Ooh.
So it stimulates the clitoris.
Yes. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but like that, each one of those
Some
nodes
studs,
are
yeah.
pulsing, and this is also vibrating. So if you're wearing it as a guy,
Yes.
you feel the vibration, and then that also hits her clit, and
Okay.
it pulses as well.
Yes, and it also helps him last longer.
It does?
Yes.
It's very soft.
Yes.
You can use this without lubrication.
Well, I would suggest you use lubricant so that you could slide it on easier
Okay.
onto the
And can you
penis.
slide that on over a condom?
You can use a condom, yes.
Okay. So that's something
So-
you can do together.
Yes, you could use this. And we
Okay.
have the ones that do not vibrate. And that comes in a pack of 3. So comes like this. Do you want to
Okay.
have a look at that?
Thank you. It actually looks like food, like you can put it in your mouth and eat it.
It's reusable.
Okay, so this doesn't vibrate. So how
No.
does that?
So you put it across the shaft of the
guy's okay.
sorry, the shaft of the penis.
Yeah.
On the balls
I?
and the.
So what does that do for the guy? It just
It makes him last longer.
Okay.
does it cut off
Yes.
blood flow?
Yes, yeah, it cuts off the blood flow and it reduces the sensitivity
Okay.
on
Okay,
the
okay.
cap.
Okay.
So obviously you need enough lubricant to slide it on. So let me help you.
Oh, so you don't want it around the tip. You want it all the way at the bottom.
We got 3.
Okay.
Does it have to be 3?
3, it's better than just having
Yeah, I heard
one.
2 heads are better than 1, but
It
now,
stretches pretty well.
Yes, but
Because of the texture, how does that slide down if you're wearing a condom?
it's
Doesn't-
still able to
with the
Okay.
lubricant,
sit,
right?
yes, with the lubricant.
Okay.
So with the lubricant, it slides on easier. Obviously, not the way I'm struggling because it's the dildo. So this is how it should look on your penis. So you put enough lubricant.
So you have one of it around your balls,
Yes.
one around the shaft itself,
Yes,
and then one
cap.
closer to the tip.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're coming from here, one bus conductor will stop it. If you reach here, the bus conductor will stop it.
So it
If you
reaches
get
here.
here, the traffic warden will say,
Wait.
wait. You know the hair word?
So yeah, this is amazing.
Okay.
For people that want to make the bedroom more
Yeah.
spiced up.
And that presumably doubles up as, obviously you can have that as a dildo. Is that a vibrating dildo or just a regular?
This is the one that rotates actually,
Okay.
but you could use
Okay.
any type of dildo.
Now for somebody who's used, do we have any more examples of things to show?
We have the well, I was actually going to demonstrate on how.
This I've heard a lot about.
Yes,
It's a bit controversial because some women feel that if they walked into a room and caught their husband inserting his penis into one
Yeah.
of these, they would leave him. But I also know somebody who, whenever she's traveling, she always makes sure that she buys, and you can get these in different shapes and colors and things and textures.
Yes.
She always buys one of these and
For
leaves
him?
it with him when she's traveling or if he's traveling, because she'd rather he did one of these than
Than
a
someone
person.
else.
If you've never seen them before, should I let you explain what it does?
Okay, this is what men use to masturbate rather than their hands. So they use a lubricant to penetrate into the dummy's vagina. It has a hole on the other side, so obviously if the guy ejaculates, it comes out through the other way. It's reusable. We have different types of textures inside, and we have the really tight ones. It's better used with lubricant.
And when you say lubricant, we don't mean oil.
No, we mean water-based lubricant.
Yeah.
Because this is silicone, it can it's easier to wash if you use a
I've never,
water-based.
People
I've never
have used
seen, I've never
butter.
seen any of these.
No,
Okay,
water.
they have
Usable.
used oil from the kitchen
No.
because that was what was available. So you can't use that with these.
No,
Okay.
because the duration is it's not going to last long.
Yeah. What were you
'cause
saying,
it's
Guy?
silicone.
I said I've never seen one of these up close, and it seems so soft. The texture is just wow.
Yeah, we
So
have
if-
men that purchase all the time.
Would you be offended if your wife bought you one of these?
I would. I don't.
I think you would use it.
I don't get it. Do you understand?
Okay.
I like. For me, I like the real thing.
Right.
Do you understand? I love the real thing. So
Right.
for me, it's. I don't know if. When
But
I
sometimes
get,
you're not able to get to the real thing. And
Then
you don't
I'll
necessarily, you
wait.
don't want to
I
give
want
yourself a
that-
hand job because you're probably, maybe you've been doing that for a few days and you want something else.
Well, if I'm talking about myself, I can wait. You understand
wait.
where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
I can wait at the end of
So
the
you
day.
wouldn't be adventurous in the bedroom, man.
I would, but I'd be adventurous on her instead of, you know.
Now
I'm
then-
trying. I believe you can get to the stage where you need to use toys, but to me, there's just nothing like the natural, the real thing.
Okay. Now, there are two instances that I can think of where this comes useful as well. When, for whatever reason, you're in a long distance relationship, it could be a few months or a partner's moved away. Sometimes people engage in webcams and things, and so they then stimulate sex with each other
Yeah.
with different sex toys and watch each other come basically with the sex toys and sort of pretend it's them doing all of those motions. So in that instance, could
Well,
be.
but that when I can cross that bridge when I get there,
Or you just want to be adventurous.
you know.
Do you think
But if it
that?
would stop me from cheating, then why not?
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
not?
Why not if not?
Do you think that sex toys can play a role in assisting couples in the way that aphrodisiacs can? Because they say you eat certain things and it gives you this drive and this urge, but it doesn't work for everybody. So what makes sex toys different to things you eat and drink and aphrodisiacs that help?
With these, it's more of what you feel.
Okay.
Aphrodisiacs is more of how to turn you on.
Okay.
Do you understand? It's more of increasing your libido. This can't increase your libido.
Okay.
This is more of a feel and an adventure, rather than aphrodisiacs, which turns you on, adds more stimulation to you.
There's something Gang said earlier about how with a woman, there are different ways of pleasuring yourself or being pleasured. But with a guy, if you can't get it up, you can't get it up. So if this fails, you're saying an aphrodisiac might be what a guy might need to do to help him feel like he wants to do something. Because obviously, if he doesn't feel like, if he's not able to get it up, he can never shove it into that. It's not going to happen.
Sure.
Yeah. And so I know we are running out of time now, but if there's anything that you'd like people to know and people they should definitely go and see to speak to about these things, what's the one important takeaway tip you'd like them to hear today?
They should seek medical advice and also talk to other people about their issues or sexual issues. Somebody may just have the answer.
I love that. Gang?
Well, men should be more open. Don't feel less of a man because your woman uses certain toys. You should also be, how would I put it? Open-minded enough to try some toys yourself.
Yeah.
To just keep the fire burning.
Awesome. I hope that you'll join us on YouTube. I hope you go right now because there's some things we might have for you that we couldn't quite air during this episode. We'll be back again very soon on Love Lounge. Do you have any ones that are like bestsellers that you find Nigerian men or women?
Just Capri.
Okay.
Funny enough.
The one that tightens around the shaft?
Embrace it.
Yeah.
The way
So that's
they
not
have
familiar.
that.
Yeah. I am so getting you that for Christmas, gang.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna use it because here's the first. Let me give you some.
Gang, I know you. Let me tell you what's gonna happen.
When I finger a girl, when I put my hand in a woman, I want to get a response. It's not gonna give me a response.
Let me tell you what's gonna happen. I'll get
So
you
this doesn't
this.
even need to be raped or anything.